When the best hitters in baseball history are listed, Ted Williams is always on that list. In 19 big league seasons, he had a lifetime batting average of .344, and he belted 521 home runs. The big thing was he missed 5 years because he was in 2 wars for America. Ted was the only Major League Baseball player to really have been involved in both World War II and the Korean War. When he returned from Korea, his first game for the Red Sox was August the 6th, 1953, at Fenway Park in Boston. I was there that day because our family was on vacation. Ted didn't start, but he came up as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning against the St. Louis Browns. He received one of the loudest standing ovations ever. Williams popped up to the first baseman. Nearly 47 years later, I had a chance to chat with Ted in Vero Beach, Florida, after he spoke to the Dodger players during spring training.
Ted, the Dodger players seemed to have a great deal of excitement when you came in today, and you had one special message you want to give them.
Well, if I had never seen anybody here, and I was just going to be talking to a bunch of young boys, not at the stage that these guys are at, but that with the enthusiasm these guys have, and to give them the best possible word that I could give a young hitter, look for the fastball. You got to look for the fastball. You do it for 2 different reasons. One is you're going to be ready for the fastest pitch that he's got. And as you get more experience, then you'll learn what it means to lay back just a little bit. Now, I don't mean to lay back like you're eating chocolate cake or something, but you lay back enough that you're still ready for that one ball that could get in on you. And you don't want that to happen because it may be here, it could be here, and you want to protect yourself that much.
And you also told him to take that first pitch.
Well, I believe in that, and I wouldn't. And still, here's something that'll kind of surprise you. That if I had a bunch of young kids in practice, I'd make them swing at everything. So they get the swings in. Geez, the ball was up there and he was swinging. Boy, he hit it.
And don't try to pull everything, you told him.
No, sir, that's as important as anything.
Yeah.
Hit it hard up through the middle. And the next thing is you can take 50 kids out there you never saw before. And you could throw 500 baseballs at them, throw them over the plate, and let them hit them. And they'd be less than 20% of those balls that they hit. Give it 25% that they would hit in the air. They would hit 25% in the air, and the 75% would be on the ground. Do you believe that?
Ted, the other thing you said to them, take advantage of the moment. You'll never have a time like this in your life.
That is right, and I would say that to every young bunch of players that I ever saw. I'm not an old experienced manager, but every young kid should hear those words. Get a good ball to hit. Now, what does that mean? Is that a good ball to you? No. Or is that a good ball to you? No. Or in your rib, is that a good ball? But something out over that place looks a lot better. And you can hit that. You think you can. And so he wants to be looking for that kind of a ball that he can hit. So that's a good ball to him. It may not be for a guy that can't hit a high ball, but he'd want one maybe down over here someplace.
You praised the young player. You said there are 100 hitters I like that are in the game today.
You bet. There's a terrific amount of talent in the big leagues. Absolutely a terrific amount of talent in the big leagues. Big, strong, athletic, talented, natural, everything. Don't forget they get to see Major League Baseball now. They get to see all the good pitchers. They get to see the World Series, and they get to see the All-Star Game. And everybody in the world trying to help them some way or another. And a lot will be said that will help them. But you can't be there picking your nose or scratching yourself and going to get it if you're not paying attention.
What are the odds that a 62nd round draft choice who was selected as the 1,390th player taken that year would wind up in the Hall of Fame? Well, Mike Piazza accomplished that feat. He still remembers when one of the greatest hitters in baseball history came by his house while he was still in high school to discuss hitting. The visitor's name was Ted Williams.
It was pretty amazing to me. It all happened so quickly, and it was a tremendous surprise. And he was doing a card show in the area, and through my father's friendship with Eddie Liberatore, Eddie's a good friend of Ted, and he had a couple hours in the morning before he signed, and he came over, and I warmed up the machine and took some hacks for him.
What were you, 16?
Yeah, I was about 16 years old, and just tremendously excited, and he was asking me questions, and I was so nervous I couldn't even answer. I mean, I was just like in awe, but from what I understand, he was very impressed, and it was just a tremendous impact on me.
And he stressed to you the mental importance of the game, didn't he, in the hitting?
Yeah, he told me more or less, he says, you have the physical tools, you have the strength, you have the quick hands, the bat speed, but that's only 50% of the battle. The other 50% is making adjustments and how good you are at recognizing pitches and situations. And so that's something, like I said, is something I've took to heart and something I've tried to work on.
Were you reading Ted Williams' book, or had you read it at the time on hitting?
Yeah, I have read it at the time. I was just I guess you could call a student of hitting, and I read Ted Williams' book and Charlie Lyle's book, and tried to take little bits and pieces of information from those texts and try to put them into practice.
And as I understand the story, and you mentioned Ed Liberatore, at that time he was a Dodger scout, I understand that Ted Williams said, if I were a scout, I'd sign you today.
Yeah, that's what he said, and we have a videotape, a home videotape of the whole day, and it's something I take out every now and then and watch for inspiration, and actually pick up a couple of things and things that I didn't understand at the time that he was telling me. I could go back now as a professional and see exactly what he was talking about. So it's been a tremendous help for me, and it's something like I said, I still enjoy to watch.
What were some of those tips?
More or less on dealing with pitches inside and just overall situations and visualizing and I talked to Ted Williams. Obviously, I've talked to Joe DiMaggio at a banquet one time, and the most important thing that they seem to tell me about hitting is not to be intimidated. And that's something I think where a lot of people don't understand. They're so bent on fundamentals and elbows and where your head is and hips and legs and everything, but they don't understand that obviously I think hitting is a tremendously mental thing to do, and it's something you have to be very a tremendous amount of concentration you have to have, and I think that's something that's overlooked.